Okay, this is a tribute ride to Rick. Already my blackboard is getting scuffed up some, so I'll at least get that on there. Might have to retouch it up. It is cold. My truck registered -0, proving all the math experts wrong. That in fact there is a -0. So my friend Rick, I missed a shift there, passed away in an avalanche this weekend. Sad day. It was the day I was up in the deep powder too. So I'll talk more about him. I'm out here with 2 sledders. Obviously we got some fresh tracks right out of the gate. There was, a week ago there was no snow on this. Now there's like 3 feet. So I'm really bummed, but get out here and ride and think about Rock Creek Rick and enjoy this ski that is a lot of this ski design. The Quiver Nemesis ski is actually Rick's ideas and Rick's testing. Beautiful out here. Good thing I brought extra gas. Anyway, I'm going to share some thoughts on Rick. As we go along today. So I first heard about this guy Rock Creek Rick several years ago, and I'd kind of run into him in a couple places and seen him on a snow bike, and it was kind of one of my first introductions to seeing someone on a snow bike. Rick was, he's definitely like one of the old school snow bikers. He was in on it way early and was a kind of a pioneer in snow biking world. So he ended up getting a new snowmobile this year, which is kind of uncharacteristic of Rick. Usually he was on old machines he had fixed up, and same with his snow bike. It was a handmade snow bike. I mean, he created that thing himself. He was riding a Honda. So this year he got a brand new sled, and that's what he ended up dying in an avalanche on, up Rock Creek. You know, he lived right below Rock Creek, spent a lot of time up there. That's why he was known as Rock Creek Rick. And that's unfortunately where he passed away. A lot of trees down here. But as I was saying, he's definitely the original gangster of snow biking. And I learned so much from that guy, and I didn't even ride with him more than a handful of times. Definitely Rick showed a amazing passion in the mountains. I mean, he just it was so fun to be out with. It's hard to describe. Definitely a unique guy, and was always in challenging spots, doing challenging things, doing amazing things. Yeah, good thing there's snowmobilers today. I don't think I'd have made it very far up this climb I'm going up right now. Wow, look at this trench. The skidoos are leaving even. I was hoping to place some in the trees, but I think it might be one of those days it's just too deep. We have had perhaps the longest continuous stretch of snow I've seen here in the Blue Mountains. So that day I was going to meet up with Rick and some other guys. I ran into them in a meadow. I'd heard some snow bikes. I had been riding with some sledders that day, and one of the guys had gone into a hole in the lake. I mean, it wasn't into the water, but there was a hole there, and Rick was fixing a sled, or fixing the snow bike, and he pops his head up, we say hi, and he sees I've got a Camzo kit, and he had never ridden a Camzo ski, and I just bought this bike, brand new setup, new kit, only ridden it a couple times I think, and he's like, hey, can I try out that ski? And I was like, sure. And he jumps on it, pins the throttle, laying it over in the meadow, just the tightest circles I've ever seen, and, you know, touching bar, ripping around like, oh great, he's gonna break my brand new bike. And so I kind of just turned away, and then I heard him disappear into the woods, and I think I jumped on his bike so I could test out the ski. So I rode his bike around some, and I could hear him ripping around in the woods, and it was like really tight trees. We missed it. Huh? We missed it. It was back there. What? I think just off of that meadow he was playing in, there was a little bit of a road. Yeah. It is so deep up here. So back to my first encounter on a snow bike, at least with Rick. He comes back out of the woods. It was quiet for a while. I think he got stuck at some point. Came back out. I saw nothing wrong with the machine. He's just such a good rider, but I mean, he jumps on a brand new machine and just went nuts on it. And I got a chance to ride his bike around, test out the ski. So Rock Creek Rick has been on this bike multiple times actually, and also he was on my old snow bike at some point too. After he came out of the woods, we switched bikes and got the other bike kind of fixed up. Yeah, we're almost there. And so then he's like, hey, you want to follow me going back? It's just me and him. The other guys were towing the other machine. And I was like, yeah, sure. And I was I was so scared because I knew he was going to take me in and he took me through the tightest trees. And luckily I had worked on my skills enough that I was able to hang with him. And then at some point, yeah, we're in these tight trees. He takes this high line and gets stuck. I stop, and I was going to go help him, and he just lifted up his bike like brute strength. Yeah, that's it, I believe. That should be the road. Huh? That's the road.
Hey Dan, we're right here at the road that Brian says goes up to the big meadow, just a little past where you were. We're going to try to get up that. Okay, so you want me coming out? I'll come back out and meet you guys.
Yeah.
Copy, we'll just wait here for you.
Yeah, pack looks good.
What does?
Your pack, it looks good.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, get that G-string tidied up. You don't want that thing getting stuck in your track.
Is it hanging?
Yeah.
I can't.
It's on the, use your left hand. Yeah, there it is. Yep, that's it. That's the road. Struggle just getting up the road. Alright, we're about to bust out in the big meadow. This meadow up here is beautiful. Anyway, when we got stuck right there, I was just talking about how Rock Creek Rick manhandled his machine. He just picked it up, flipped his snow bike all the way over, all by himself, just brute strength. And yeah, completely flipped it, and I didn't even have to touch it, but I was kind of amazed at how he just did not care. Flipped it all the way over, rolled it down the hill. All right. Check out this meadow. Oh, pristine. Try to go second gear. Oh, beautiful. Woo! Oh yeah, I almost got stuck there going through the trenches. Yeah, Rick's starting to fade away on my chalkboard. Might have to pull the magic marker out again. He was just so fun to ride with. He's in some of my videos, including the side hill and Mother Effer. In fact, that was a quote from him that day. He was so full of these sound nuggets. I wish I could have. I got him recorded a few times, and it's kind of weird because he said, "Oh, I'm not very good at talking," but I could listen to him all day. He had this awesome voice, awesome delivery, and he was just full of these aphorisms that were philosophical and hilarious. Yeah, I definitely had plans to mic him up some more and just get some of those. Yeah, we got him to the meadow. Look at this, I am on a sled. Oh, I forgot how much power these things have. Dang, I don't want to have to buy one of these. Oh, these are amazing. Yeah, I used to be on Polaris. If I was buying a sled, I'd be buying one of these Skidoos for sure. It's amazing. It's a good way to warm up my hands too. I was flying the drone. I forgot how much power these have. I need one. No wonder Rick got one of these. It's amazing. So quiet too. Well, for the people that talk about snow bikes not having enough fuel, I can tell you I could have a bit more range than these guys right now with my oversized tank and my 4-gallon. And we've only gone like 20 miles, but they're down to like a third of a tank. But they have been breaking trail for me, so and they've been spinning a lot more laps. I was just doing some drone flying. I think we're all looking good there. So we have to basically, after absolutely trashing this meadow, we got to work our way back already. Seems like we haven't even been out very long. And it's supposed to snow again tonight. That brake's still working. I don't know, maybe I'm onto something. The less fluid that's in the reservoir, the more it the less of a problem it is. So maybe I need to continue draining it down, but actually had a situation where I almost ran into the back of a sled and I grabbed the brake, so further proof you do need brakes. Oh yeah, this meadow, I remember this. I was messing around out here last spring. Trenched it. I trenched it. Following blindly. Been talking quite a bit lately about my brake issues. Rock Creek Rick though, he didn't seem to care. His didn't work a lot of the time. But I saw him once and basically his brake pads were just metal. There were no pads whatsoever. I saw him drop this Coular once on a snow bike with no brakes. I wasn't even about to follow that. Anyway, that guy was, I mean, he's every bit as entertaining as Ronnie Mack and, oh, hit that tree, Larry Enticer. In fact, I think he has some enticers. Rick did. But he just didn't have a film crew going around with him. He's really, really entertaining. Really infectious. See, Dan did know where the sweet spot was.